Okay, so come and lie on your back. Oh, nice. Yes, exactly. And enjoy getting there. And if you're comfortable enough, then straighten the legs and just let the body totally let go. If your back feels tight and it feels uncomfortable in your lumbar spine to lie down flat, then do have the knees bent. And as you close your eyes and just let the arms release to the sides, start to take your attention to the breath without bringing too much control to it. Just notice what happens to the body as you inhale and how the exhale changes things. Maybe there's a rise and fall. Notice where that happens. Just keeping the breath slow and steady. And start to draw your attention into the body. So you're really beginning to notice how the body feels from the heels touching the floor or the feet touching the floor. Whichever parts of the back of your body are touching the floor, notice them. And with that attention, let them release a little bit more. And just start to scan the body. So take the attention to the right foot, the right toes, the big toe, the middle toes, and the little toe, the ball of your right foot, the sole of your right foot, the heel, and then the left foot, big toe, little toe, middle toes, the sole of the foot and the heel, and both of your feet. And then notice the shins, the front of the lower leg, and the calves, your left calf, your right calf, and the knees, the back of the knees, and maybe they feel different to each other, maybe they don't, and the front of the knees around the kneecap. And notice the front of your thighs, so the quadriceps muscles, and the back of your thighs, the hamstrings. Notice the buttock muscles and the belly muscles around your pelvis. And notice the waist and the rib cage, the sides of the ribs and the front of the ribs, the sternum. Notice the chest and the back of the shoulder blades. Bring the attention to the arms, the left upper arm, the left forearm, and the hand, the thumb, the fingers, and the right arm, the upper arm, the forearm, and the right hand, the thumb and the fingers. Notice the sensation of the throat, the front of your neck, and the back of your neck, the back of your skull, the crown of your head, and your face, your jaw, your eyes, your mouth, your nose. And scan the whole of your body. Notice and feel the whole of your body. And take a breath into all of that space. And then take the arms overhead and stretch as you draw your legs a little closer together. Maybe point and flex the toes, reaching through the hands, and then hug the knees in. Bring the knees to the chest. And then hopefully you've got a block somewhere nearby or a can of beans or whatever. So take hold of the brick between your hands, just out in front of your chest, fingertips to the ceiling. And draw the shoulder blades back down to the floor. So the elbows are straight. You can feel the shoulder blades into the floor, so you're not lifting and closing out the chest. And just press the hands into the brick. So can you feel as you squeeze the brick between your hands, can you start to feel some muscles working? So you might feel the muscles in your arms, you might feel the muscles around the top of the arms into the chest. Press the shoulder blades into the floor, and maybe you can feel a little bit of work there as well. Lengthen the back of the neck. Great. And then keeping the knees bent for now, start to take the brick overhead, but keep pressing it. Keep pressing your hands into the brick as you reach the hands back. Nice. And then straighten the right leg, tone the muscles of the leg. So as you push your right heel into the floor, can you feel the muscles at the back of the leg? So maybe the hamstring as you push the heel into the floor. And then can you firm the muscles at the front of the thigh, around the front of the knee, the top of the knee? Good. Toning the belly, squeeze the brick. And now straighten the left leg. And again, just press the heel gently into the floor. See if you can feel the muscles around the back of the thigh, the back of the knee. And then squeeze the thigh muscles at the front, the quadriceps muscles as well. So muscular energy, we start to draw the muscles in towards the bones. Pressing the brick, reaching back, squeeze the shoulder blades down away from your ears a little bit. And then from the middle of your body, start to lengthen out. So you keep all of that musculature and then feel as if you're shining out from the middle. So we call this organic extension. Lovely. And then bring the brick to your side, hug the knees in, and just release a little bit of tension in the lower back. Nice. Bring the feet to the floor, pick up your brick again, and this time place it in between your knees, your thighs. And you want to keep your knees more or less hip width apart. So if you've got a broad pelvis, you might want the brick on its side. If you're a little narrower, then the brick. Squeezing it at its narrowest point. So now again, as you bring your hands to the sides for a moment, you can bring your palms down. Again, feel the shoulder blades draw down into the floor. So we want the collarbones, the chest to be open. And squeeze the brick gently. So maybe a 2 out of 5. As you inhale, allow the pelvis to rock forward. So the gap underneath your lumbar spine increases. Squeezing the brick. As you exhale, squeeze the brick. Start to tilt the pelvis the other way and draw the pelvic floor up, the lower belly from the pubic bone to the navel up as you tilt the pelvis backwards. So just try that a couple more times. As you inhale, tilt the pelvis forward so you feel the lumbar spine lift away from the floor. As you exhale, squeeze the brick and start to draw the lower belly, the pelvic floor up as the pelvis tilts backwards. Inhale. Lengthen. So you're coming more towards the tip of the sit bones. Exhale, squeeze and draw up. Feel the back flatten towards the floor. Great. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling as you drop the pelvis forwards. Keep squeezing the brick. So you've got some muscular energy here. And then as you exhale, tilt the pelvis backwards, squeezing the brick, and feel the sit bones squeeze together as well. So you feel the buttocks work. One more time, inhale and lengthen. This time, as you exhale, tilting the pelvis backwards, squeeze the sit bones, squeeze the brick, and lift the pelvis coming up into just a low bridge. Inhale at the top, squeeze the brick, and then start to melt back down again, upper back, middle back, lower back, pelvis. Lovely. And bring the feet a little bit closer towards the sit bones. Yeah, and Holly, you could bring your feet a tiny bit closer together, just a little bit. There we are. Nice. So hip width apart, feet want to stay parallel. Let's try that again. So take an inhale here, let the pelvis tilt. As you exhale, start to flatten the back a little bit, start to squeeze the brick, squeeze the sit bones and lift up into bridge. Nice. So we're going to stay here for a moment. Pushing into the feet, squeeze your brick. Can you feel the muscles in the adductors, the inner thighs working? Mm-hmm. Great. And can you feel the sit bones drawing together and the gluteus maximus, your buttock muscles working? Great. So we've got muscular energy here. We hug the muscles into the midline, into the bones. And then from there, can you get a sensation of the knees floating forwards, of starting to shine out from the middle of your body? Take another breath in bridge pose, lift a tiny bit higher, squeeze your brick, and then start to release upper, middle, lower back pelvis to the floor. Lift the feet, hug the knees in, and just take the brick to the side. Have a little roll. Nice. Bring your left foot to the floor, and hopefully you've got a strap somewhere or a dressing gown belt. Oh, sorry, put it as far away from you as I could. And we're going to just take the strap to the ball of your right foot. So as you inhale, just pull the knee in towards the chest. Keep the sole of the foot facing the ceiling. Bend your knee. Yeah. Now, as you exhale, start to push into the strap. As the leg straightens, you push the heel towards the ceiling. And can you feel these thigh muscles just above the knee start to engage? So try that again. Inhale, bring the knee towards the chest as you bend the knee. As you exhale, really feel as if you're pushing the foot up to the ceiling. And we start to really hug the thigh muscles to the bone. And you should be able to see the muscles to the inside of your thigh start to engage. Inhale and pull the knee in. Exhale, pushing the foot into the strap really firmly, and take that opportunity then to hug the thigh muscles to the bone. Can you feel that? Really squeezing in. Inhale and then exhale. Squeeze again. So you should start to feel those muscles warming up a little bit. Inhale, move with your breath. Hug the knee in. Exhale, squeeze the thigh muscle on as you straighten the leg. You might get a little shaky. Lovely. Inhale. Last time, exhale, squeezing the muscles. Nice. Take the strap into the right hand and see if you can keep that sensation of the thigh muscles on that right leg really squeezing into the bone. Nice. Now straighten your left leg. As you straighten your left leg, can you press the left heel into the floor just a little bit? Tone the belly just a little bit. So we start to engage the muscles of both legs. Can you feel the thigh muscles on the left leg start to engage? And then let's take the left arm overhead. So start to squeeze the muscles into the bones again, and then start to extend from the core of your pelvis. Start to shine out, get even longer through both legs, through the top arm. Take a deep breath. Lovely. And then bring your left arm down, keep the legs the same. And then again, feel as if you're hugging your thigh bones into your pelvis. So can you get a sense of squeezing in and up? So as you're pulling your thigh bone into your body, start to extend your right leg out to the side. So you've still got your strap in your right hand. Yeah, good. And feel again, can you hug the head of your femur bones into the pelvis? So you feel as if you're squeezing in. Firm the thigh muscles, both legs. So feel the left heel on the floor. And then start to lengthen the legs out of your pelvis. This time you can take the left arm out to the side. And take the gaze to the left. Good. Can you squeeze the muscles, make them super strong? Lovely, Holly. Really nice. Take another deep breath. You've got this sense of pulling in and lengthening out at the same time. Lovely. Let's start to come back up to center. And this time, swap hands. So take the strap in your left hand and release the right arm out to the side. And firm the legs again. So don't let them get lazy as you lose concentration. So this time we're going to roll onto the outside of the left hip. Keep both legs really strong. So you're lengthening through the left leg on the floor. You're reaching the right foot out to the left as you roll onto the outside of the hip. So here we start to get this stretch in the outside of the right hip. Can you feel that? Push through both heels. Can you lengthen out? Can you feel as if you're hugging the muscles into the bones and then straightening, lengthening? extending out. Take another breath. Gaze to the right. Lovely. And then start to come back to center. Hug the knees in. And you can change when you're ready. Start to bring the strap to the ball of the left foot. So bring the right foot to the floor to begin with. You can have one strap in each hand as we start here. Good. And as you inhale, hug the left knee in towards the chest, bending the knee. As you exhale, again, feel as if you're pushing into the strap as you extend the foot towards the ceiling. So you've got a pull on the strap and a push on the strap. And that helps then to start to feel, can you engage your thigh muscles as you extend the leg? Inhale to release it, exhale to really push. Can you feel the thigh muscles work? So that quadriceps starts to firm as you hug it into the bone. Lovely. So inhale, bring the knee in. Great. Exhale, squeeze this muscle, squeeze it. Yeah. Yeah, push through the heel. Nice. Inhale. And then exhale, squeeze the muscle as you straighten the legs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yeah. There we are. And breathe at the same time. Lovely. Do two more. Inhaling, exhale. Can you hug that thigh muscle into the bone? Can you feel it work? Supporting the knee. And then keep the, next time you exhale, keep the leg straight. And can you feel again that sense of squeezing the muscles into the bone? So you've got this sense of the sole of the foot pushes towards the ceiling, but you're not locking out the knee. It's not about straightening the leg. It's about squeezing the thigh muscles and making them alive and energetic. Start to straighten your right leg along the floor. And as the right leg lands, sometimes if we concentrate on straightening the leg, the heel lifts off the floor a little bit. That's not what we want. We want the heel to push down. That engages the hamstring. Can you feel that? Back of your leg starts to wake up. Then at the same time, we hug the front muscles in towards the bone. So the whole of that leg is super strong. You start to warm up even though we're lying down. Good. So both legs are strong. Feel the muscles hugging in. Take the straps into your left hand. Release the right hand. No, don't do that yet. Let's take the right arm alongside the ear and start to shine out in all directions. So feel as if both legs get longer, the arm gets longer, but you're also hugging the muscles into the bones. So really energized pose here. Lovely. Start to take the left leg out to the side. So opening up the adductors. And here again, can you feel as if you're pulling your thigh bones in towards the pelvis? So you're sucking the bones in towards the midline of the body. And then at the same time, shining out. And then we can take that right arm along out to the side. Gaze to the right, left leg out to the left. Nice. And again, take a deep breath in. Feel as if you're drawing the muscles in. And as you exhale, extend from the core of your pelvis into your feet. Nice. Take another breath here. And then start to come back to the center with that right leg. Swap hands so the right leg comes onto the strap. Release the left arm. Sorry, the right arm comes onto the strap. Nice. And then begin to roll onto the outside of your right hip. See if you can keep the left leg more or less in line with the hip. So Andy, you could roll all the way over and maybe even see if you can get your foot towards the wall. The gaze can be to the left. If your neck doesn't like that, then take the gaze to the ceiling and firm the muscles of your right leg, firm the muscles of your left leg, and start to shine out in all directions. Organic energy, organic extension. Lovely. Take another 2 breaths, reaching out through the right foot, the left foot. And then start to come back onto your back, hugging the knees in, and take the strap to the sides. To the sides, just drop it down for a moment. Have a little rock. Well done. And circle the ankles. And then roll to the side and come up onto your hands and knees. So grab your, did you grab a purple pad? Yeah. So let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And just like we did on our backs, can you get a feeling of just tilting the pelvis forwards as you inhale? So as if the contents of the pelvis drop to the floor. And as you exhale, without moving the shoulders, start to squeeze the belly up, draw the pelvic floor up, pubic bone to navel. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forward so the sit bones lift and broaden. As you exhale, start to pull the belly up and tilt the pelvis back. So it's quite a small movement. So normally when we do cat-cow, we've got the whole spine involved. Here, can we just isolate the lumbar spine? So inhale and lengthen. Exhale, really draw the belly up, up from the pubic bone to the navel. So we flatten the back there on the exhale. Yeah. Inhale and let the pelvis tilt forwards. Good. Last time here, exhaling, flattening the back, pull the belly up. And this time, take the left arm alongside your ear. So we need the engagement of the belly muscles, of the corset muscles, the pelvic floor to keep us really steady here. Great. And then just notice this left arm. Can you feel again that you hug all of the muscles into the bone? Can you feel how that draws energy in towards from the periphery, if you like, to the center of your body? Then start to lengthen the right leg out, lift the foot off the floor. And we keep the belly muscles lifting, rising. Lovely. So we're in Vajragasana. Lovely. So hugging all of the muscles into the bone, hugging into the midline, and then lengthen from the toes to the fingertips. Steady breath. Well done. Full breath. So don't hold your breath with all of that energy. Great. Bring the left hand down, bring the right knee down. Great. And just have one more round of inhale, lifting the sit bones as the pelvis tilts forwards, and then exhale, pulling the belly up so the back comes flat. Take the right arm alongside your ear and start to feel that arm get really energized. So we almost hug the head of the arm bone, top of the humerus, into the body. So can you squeeze your shoulder blade down into the body? Lovely. Reach through the fingertips. Feel that arm super strong. Great. Take a breath. Keep pulling the belly up to the spine and then lengthen the left leg out to the side, out behind you, sorry. Good. And again, can you feel that you're hugging the thigh bone up into the body, the arm bone back into the body, and then from the core of your pelvis, reach out into the foot, into the fingertips, organic extension. Take a deep, steady breath here, Vajragasana. So we need to be pulling the belly muscles in, straighten that back leg, straighten the knee, push through the heel, that's it. And then release, well done. And tuck the toes and lift the knees and come into downward facing dog. Lovely. And just walk through the back of the knees, back of the legs. Great. Hands firm, arms hugging in, lovely. And then try bending the knees. So as you bend the knees, looking back at those lovely knees of yours, can you, as you start to think about maybe straightening the legs, can you get that sense of hugging the muscles into the bones? So see what happens. Knees bent, hug the muscles into the bones. Can you feel as if you're squeezing the legs towards each other almost? Can you start to feel that the quadriceps are firming as you start to extend the legs? So straightening the legs, can you squeeze the thighs supporting the knees so we don't lock the knees out? Good, try that again. So soften the knees, bend the knees. And as you start to take the inner ankles, the inner heels back, straightening the legs, feel as if you're squeezing the muscles to the bones. Lovely. Really firming the legs. And then start to release the heels back, the ankles back. Well done. And start to walk the hands to the feet. Just take a moment in Uttanasana, forward fold, and then soften the knees here. So you might be resting your belly against your thighs like I am, which is nice and easy for me to do. And then let's see what happens when we start to straighten the legs. So you could even take the hands onto the thighs here above the knees. And as you start to hug the muscles into the bones and straighten the legs, you don't have to have them completely straight. Can you feel the muscles underneath your hands start to bunch up and firm? Can you feel that? Soften the knees and release that tension, and then try that again. So you start to lift the sit bones towards the ceiling, firm the muscles of the legs. So really squeeze the thigh muscles into the bones. Lovely. Release the hands to the floor. Good. Keep the legs firm and squeezing in. Nice. Soften the knees just a little bit. Start to come all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up. And from the core of your pelvis here, push into your feet. As you push into your feet, can you feel again that sense of squeezing the muscles into the bones, even in the hands? Nice. And then exhale. Hands to the heart. Lovely. Just pick up your brick for a moment. And just look down at your feet hip width apart. Lift the toes, spread across the balls of your feet, and then relax the toes back down again. Nice. Soften the knees just a little bit. And again, can you feel that you're lifting the kneecaps by squeezing the thigh muscles? That's it. So you almost feel as if you're hugging your legs together. Good. Take the brick in between your hands. Squeeze the brick. So start to feel the arm muscles, the chest muscles engage, and take the brick overhead. Let the shoulders draw away from the ears. Press into the brick. Feel those muscles work. Nice. And then from the center of your pelvis, so from the middle of your body, feel as if you push into your feet, squeeze into the brick and get a little bit taller. Can you straighten your elbows? And now breathe. Well done. And then bring the brick down. Great. Turn to the front of your mat. As you stand in Tadasana mountain pose at the front of your mat, can you get that sensation again of drawing the muscles into the bones, of feeling that you're pushing your feet into the floor, all of the muscles of the legs, the arms, the belly start to firm. Keep that sense of energetic muscular contraction as you inhale and take the arms up. Keep the legs super firm as you start to fold into Uttanasana. Good. Firming the legs together. Feel the muscles above your knees engage as you inhale and lengthen forwards. As you exhale, take the fingertips down, step the left foot back, drop the left knee down. Lovely. And here again, we want to squeeze, but the squeezing is of the front foot towards the back knee. So come up, take your hands onto your right thigh. And can you feel that sense of squeezing? Just try squeezing front foot, back thigh. Yeah, can you feel that starts to draw energy up? So start to tone the body, the belly, lengthen the tailbone, feeling that sense of squeezing and firming, and then take the arms up. Nice. Shoulders release away from the ears. Nice. Lengthening the tailbones. Keep that sense of squeezing the legs towards each other, hugging into the midline. Lovely job. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, take the hands to the floor, lift the back knee. And again, just notice this back thigh. As you push into the heel, can you still squeeze the feet towards each other? As you squeeze the feet towards each other, feel the core lifts up, your belly lifts up a little bit, and the back thigh tones. So we're not locking that knee up, down. Yeah, good. So as you inhale, drop the knee, lift the arms, squeeze the back thigh and the foot together, nice and steady. As you exhale, take the hands down, lift the back thigh, and really squeeze the back quadriceps. Good. Inhale, drop the knee in, coming up. Nice. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift the back thigh. Feel super strong in the lower body. Do that one more time. Knee down, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Firm the back thigh. So feel the thigh muscles lifting the kneecap. Good. Now we're going to inhale and come all the way up, Anjali Asana. So the legs stay super strong. Can you feel as if you're squeezing everything into the middle? And then from there, start to shine out, lifting the heart. Nice. Lovely. Take one more breath. And then exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step back into downward facing dog. Well done. And just walk through the legs. Feel the work in the muscles. Lovely. Inhaling, lift the left leg high. As you exhale, step that left foot forwards and bring your right knee down. Good. So feel as if you're squeezing the front foot and the back thigh together as you come up, hands to the front thigh. Nice. And then begin to lift the lower belly, lengthening the tailbone. And can you get that sense of squeezing? So you could bring the left foot forwards a bit and take it out to the left a tiny bit, and you have a bit more space. Yeah. So the front foot and the back thigh stay hip width apart. Feel as if you're squeezing the front foot and the back thigh together, and then tone the belly, start to lift the chest, take the arms up. Nice. So even here, we've got this sense of drawing in and then starting to extend out, expressing the pose. Lovely. As you exhale, take the fingertips to the floor, lift the back thigh. So here, when we come into this long lunge, we want this feeling of pulling the feet towards each other and engaging this back thigh. Nice. As you inhale, drop the knee down, sweep the arms up. Keeping steady in the low body, get that sense still of drawing inwards, hugging from the periphery to the midline. Good. Inhale, drop the knee, sweep the arms up, lengthening the tailbone. Good. Really steady. Exhale, lifting the back thigh. Firm the muscles of that thigh. Good. Last time, knee down. Inhale. Exhale. Fingertips to the floor. Lift the back thigh. Firm the feet towards each other, hug everything into the midline, and then see, can you stay steady, stay low in the front knee, and come all the way up, Anjali Asana. So we still want to be feeling that you're pulling into the midline. So we don't want to be too low here. Really good. You're squeezing in, and then expressing the pose, extending out. Nice. Take another 2 steady breaths. Inhale as you exhale, hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Well done. Drop to the knees, take the knees wide, and just sit back in child's pose. Steady the breath. Start to walk the hands back towards the body. Come onto the sit bones. And take the legs forwards. Let's take the strap. So here, can we sit tall? So sometimes it can be helpful to just push the hands into the floor. And as you push into the floor, the spine can begin to rise and tilt the pelvis forward. So you can come even onto take your hands a bit closer to your hips. Yeah. So then we start to allow a bit of a hinge at the hip. Can you see? So the pelvis starts to tilt forwards. The top of the sacrum comes in. And then we can start to lift the heart. Lovely. Yeah, that's it. Really good. Trust it. Really push into the floor. Now can we firm the legs? So if you're quite bendy in the knees, if I say firm the legs, the heels will lift. It's not what we want. because that makes the quad too dominant. So we want balance of musculature engaging in the legs. So can you push the heels down a little bit? And can you feel that lifts the knees tiny bit? Just a tiny little bit. So with that tiny lift, then we want this feeling of the thigh muscles drawing back towards the hips. So it almost lifts the knees. Feel that? Nice. So then from there, begin to extend the spine. So as we take the hands off the floor, we want to feel that we're going to keep all of that strength in the legs. Then we can take hold of the strap and lasso your feet. So keep the legs strong. So can you feel that you need to be engaged through the corset muscles in order to keep the spine nice and straight as well. So the strap comes over the feet. And again, can you get that same sense of the heels pressing down, the thighs drawing back? And you can even see, if you look at your thighs, the kneecaps drawing up and firming. Nice. So then from the hips, keeping the legs super strong, we can start to draw the chin in the direction of the toes. Nice. So keep that sense of the heels pressing down a little bit, pushing through the soles of your feet, engaging the thigh muscles, and lengthening forwards, let the head drop. So the spine stays long here. Can you feel that? So Holly, you could walk your hands forwards a bit. You feel a bit more length through the spine, yeah. Come up. Release the strap to the side. Bend the knees and come and lie on your back. So just wrap the shoulder blades underneath your rib cage so that you feel broad in the collarbones, the shoulder blades are flat on the floor. Lift the knees, bring the knees just to hover above the belly. And then take the hands to the thighs. Can you keep the collarbones open so you're trying not to lift the shoulder blades off the floor? And just start to draw up from the pubic bone to the navel. And you feel that the tip of the sacrum just lifts off the floor a tiny bit. And then you're going to push your hands into your thighs and push your thighs into your hands and squeeze the belly muscles. So take your hands onto the front of the thighs, Holly. There. Good. Good. Take another couple of breaths, feeling as if you're curling the pelvis off the floor, pushing into the thighs. And then release, bring the feet to the floor. Well done. We're just going to do one bridge here. So shoulder blades stay on the floor, collarbones open. You can take the hands to the sides, palms down. Feet hip width apart. So remember how this was before. What we did before is we had the brick between our knees. So can you feel as if you're going to squeeze a brick? It doesn't mean that your knees draw together. It means that you feel the adductor muscles start to firm. The thigh muscles start to firm. As you push into your feet, you lengthen your tailbone. Can you feel the sit bones draw together and the buttock muscles start to firm? Then start to pull your body weight into the feet and come up, lifting the pelvis. Keep the pelvis lifting. Maybe the sternum starts to come towards the chin. Push the hands into the floor. You could even take hold of the sides of your mat if you want to, and wrap the shoulders blades underneath a little bit more. Lift higher. Great. Feel as if you're still firming the brick between your thighs. And take a couple of deep, steady breaths. Sati Bandha Savangasana. Bridge pose, lovely. Lift a tiny bit higher, rooting into the feet. And then from the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, start to lower down, releasing the pelvis back to the floor. Lovely. And hug the knees in. Just have a little rock and roll. Release any tension around the buttocks and the back. And then start to find your way into Shavasana again. So if it's okay for your back, then have the legs straight. You can always pop a pillow or a bolster under your knees if your back doesn't feel comfortable. Anyone need a bolster? No? Okay. So here, let the arms come a little bit further away from your body and turn the palms up. Just slide the skull along the floor to lengthen the back of the neck just a little bit, and then release any tension in the neck and the jaw. Nice. And then take the attention to the feet and scrunch your feet. So fold the toes, push the heels into the floor, scrunch, 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 and then release. Great. And then take your attention to the calves and the shins and firm the lower legs. So you might find that you're squeezing your calves, you're squeezing your shins, drawing the toes back, and then release. Take your attention to the thighs, the quads, maybe the hamstrings. And can you squeeze them on? Squeeze, maybe your buttocks will squeeze here as well. Squeeze, 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 and then relax completely. Take the attention to the belly. Squeeze the belly. Start to shorten the distance between ribs and hips. Squeezing in, and then release. Lovely. Take the attention to the hands. Make fists. Really squeezing the fists. Start to push the shoulder blades into the floor. Squeeze the muscles of the arms. Squeeze, 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 and then release. Let the arms relax. Take the attention to the back of the head and the skull. Push the back of the head into the floor. Feel the neck muscles engage, and then release. And then take the attention to the face. Can you screw up your face? Clench the jaw. Screw up the eyes. Really squeeze everything in your face, your jaw, and then start to release the skin of your face. Start to let the whole of the body let go of all of that muscular energy, softening, letting go, totally releasing every little bit of tension as the body releases into the floor. Notice the sensation now in your body, having let go of all of that work, all of that tension. And just allow the breath to come into the body naturally, softly, smoothly. Start to deepen the breath. Bring a deeper, flowing breath into the body. And start to feel with the breath a little bit more energy coming into the body, keeping the muscles soft. Just feel the energy flow, even to the fingertips, even to the tip toes, even to the crown of the head. And then in your own time, begin to move. Take a moment to stretch or twist as you wish. Starting to find your way back to seated. Bring your hands together. With great love and gratitude. Namaste. Oh.